All right, guys. I said I wasn't going to make a video for every day, but with this big market dump, I'm going to make a quick video. Kind of interesting. Made a video yesterday talking about how it's probably going to be a bearish May. Everybody's talking about the sell in May and go away. Historically, after a Bitcoin halving, we get really some sideways action and maybe even some dumpage. Sometimes Bitcoin drops up to 50%, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Just that waning after the halving, going into May. People are bearish. People are expecting a dump, and we got it. We dumped down to about $56,000. Right now, we're back up to 57.6. Was 57 or 56 the bottom? I personally have no idea. I think Bitcoin could go as low as in the 45,000 range, 50,000 range if people really want to be jackasses and just keep selling. But that doesn't change my overall outlook on Bitcoin. I still think when we come out of May, going into summer, we're going to be in full-fledged bull market mode. And I think by end of summer, things are going to be absolutely insane. And that doesn't change, even though everything's kind of dumping into the gutter. Talk about some stuff going on. One reason that the markets are overall a little jittery, the Fed is supposed to make an announcement today talking about interest rates. If you've been following my channel over the last year, I've been talking about, this time last year, the Fed was talking about cutting interest rates going into this year. And I said, with everything going crazy, with prices of food going up, with inflation up, there's no way the Fed can cut interest rates. They might say they are, but if they do, it's going to lead to a complete economy collapse. I do think at some point before the election, they might do like a little decrease just so they can say that they did something to help Joe Biden get elected. But the U.S. economy right now is in a really bad situation. Housing prices are off the charts. Food prices, I rarely go to McDonald's, but I went to get a filet of fish. Told my wife to pick one up for me. It was $10 for the filet of fish meal. I eat the meal. The sandwich is tiny. They only filled the fries up halfway, and it looked like somebody had taken a sip out of my high C orange. Anyway, I ate the meal, and I'm like, I'm still hungry. I immediately go out and get myself some Chinese food. Now, guys, I'm a healthy guy. I run every day. I'm like low weight for like my age, and like it did nothing for me. It was like just eating like paper, and I'm like never again. And for $10, I can go to my local sub shop and get a sandwich. I can get a big ass tuna sub for $10. So like the poor people who utilize McDonald's and Burger King, not only are they paying more money right now and they can hardly afford it, the food they're getting is even worse than ever. The portions are smaller, and it's just like the nutritional value is even worse, and it's a problem. It's a problem, and I do think we're going to go into a complete economic collapse. And I've always said I hope it doesn't happen until we get out of this crypto bull market. I hope it doesn't happen until after the elections, and I don't think it will. So anyway, right now everybody's waiting for the Fed to come out. Everybody's expecting the Fed to keep interest rates high. That has to happen. They're not going to lower interest rates right now with everything going on. So I think after this announcement comes out today, people won't be thinking about this anymore, and we're probably going to see at least somewhat of a rebound in crypto. Maybe Bitcoin will go back up to $60,000. I mean, that kind of feels like what should happen after this, but who freaking knows? Oh, here's what changed in the new Fed statement. So I'm getting this. It just happened. Here's what changed in the new Fed statement. This is a comparison of Wednesday's Federal Open Market Committee statement, blah, blah, blah. So basically it says, in support of its goals, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5 1/4 to 5 1/2%. In consideration, any adjustments to the target range of the blah, blah, blah. So it looks like, yeah, I mean, if I'm reading this correctly, it looks like there's just not going to be much of a change, and that's kind of what we expected. So we might see a little bit of a market rally. We'll see. Just talking about the overall markets in general, you're starting to see the housing market level off a little bit here in Florida. Not here. Well, I'm not in Florida. But in Florida, you're starting to see housing market level off a little bit throughout the country. I think with these high interest rates, people just can't afford to buy a house, especially since houses are like all-time highs in price. So I really think right now the economy is on death's door. I think it's like barely alive, in the hospital bed, IV in, like just waiting to die at any moment. And like I said, I hope that doesn't happen to the end of summer. Here's an article. Is Bitcoin price bouncing at 57,000? Here's why these levels are important. Apparently $57,000 is an important level, although I read yesterday that $58,000 was an important level. You know, I don't really care about any of these levels. Like the thing with Bitcoin is, let's be honest, Bitcoin can do a flash crash down to $45,000 tonight, and it can go right back up to $57,000. I can wake up in the morning and not even notice it. Like, it could be like it happened so fast in a snap. So whenever people talk about key levels and like, oh, Bitcoin can't go below this, and if it goes below this, it's bearish, and if it goes above this, it's bullish, none of this really matters. Bitcoin's going to do what it wants to do. If a whale wants to dump a bunch of Bitcoin right now, we're going under 50,000. If a whale wants to come out right now and buy some Bitcoin, we're going to 60,000. I mean, let's be honest. The only thing we know for sure is historically May isn't all that great, so we're probably going to be in some sideways action. Of course, I told you guys yesterday, everybody in May is going to be talking about sell in May and go away. Well, here it is. Now it's in full-fledged. All the YouTubers are talking about it. All the articles on CoinDesk and Cointelegraph. Sell in May and go away. The seasonality of crypto assets return. The summer months between June and September have historically brought significant lower investor returns than other months of the year, says Andrew Dragoshki, head of research, blah, blah, blah. I don't think the summer is going to be bearish, guys. And I think even if the summer is, like, if I'm completely wrong and the summer turns out to be sideways action for Bitcoin, then we're just going to have to wait until the fall. So it doesn't really matter. You're getting great opportunities right now to buy cheap coins. I'm actually looking at even buying some more crypto, even though I really don't want to because I bought so much. Maybe I'll take some of my MicroStrategy profits and buy a couple $1,000s more of Cardano or something. I might even buy some Solana just for the hell of it if things go low enough. I saw this article, which is interesting. Binance founder CZ Zhao sentenced to 4 months in prison after a plea deal. Apparently, the government wanted him to get 3 years, and it's kind of an interesting story. Apparently, CZ had so much support. People were writing letters. Just saying how great of a guy he was and how they've been using Binance for years and there's no problems and he just didn't understand the law, blah, 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 blah. So the judge came out and said, no, we're not going to give you the 3 years. It says U.S. prosecutors had recommended a 36-month sentence, and the judge came out and said, no, we're just going to give him, was it 3 months or 4 months or something like that. So really kind of a slap on the wrist. Can I not say wrist? A slap on the wrist compared to what prosecutors actually wanted to happen, which is good to see that, you know, the SEC has not been getting many wins lately, and when they do get a win, it kind of is lackluster. But we'll see. I saw another article that was kind of troubling, that Roger Ver is the guy who created Bitcoin Cash. He's been in Bitcoin, like he was one of the first guys in Bitcoin. He's a big investor. I think he lives in Japan. He created Bitcoin Cash, like I said. He had a little bit of a sketchy background. The federal government does not like Roger Ver. They actually put him in jail about 10, 15 years ago for selling fireworks over the internet, and they charged him with some federal crime. So he's a felon. So now you have the government. They've arrested him, saying he did not file his taxes properly for some Bitcoin that he had over 10 years ago. And I think this is a real BS charge, especially if you go back over 10 to 15 years, that people really didn't even know how to file for Bitcoin back then. Like, it was kind of all shady. The 45-year-old is from an early vein of crypto and Bitcoin investors with deep alliance to libertarian values. He renounced his U.S. citizenship in 2014 to become a citizen of West Indies. So he's not even living in the U.S. anymore. He renounced his U.S. citizenship, and the U.S. government is still coming after him, which kind of shows how vindictive the U.S. government is. And that's kind of why I want Trump to get back in there. Like, you got to clean out this Justice Department. It's like become 100% just like a political organization. Like, if they don't like you, they'll go after you. If you're a liberal Democrat, you do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And they don't like libertarians, and he's a libertarian, so they're coming after him. So it says Ver is charged with tax evasion after allegedly selling a stash of Bitcoin owned by his U.S.-based company MemoryDealer.com. In 2017, He concealed these sales from his accountant, according to prosecutors, and failed to repay $48 million in taxes that would have been due the IRS as the property of domestic companies. So the thing that kind of sucks with this case is, like I said, he's already a convicted felon for some BS charge of selling fireworks. So if you're already a felon and then they go after you for tax evasion, I could see this guy getting sent back to the USA and spending like 10 years in jail. I hope not, but it could happen. It could happen. So we'll be monitoring that. Overall, guys, it looks like the Fed announcement has come out. Bitcoin is up a little bit more. I'm not going to go over all the altcoins. We know they're down. We know they're in the gutter. It's a great time to buy. It's very exciting. Let's see if we can get back up to the $60,000 Bitcoin. It's going to be choppy throughout May. We know that. We know all the articles are going to be shitty. We know it's going to be not the greatest. I've told you guys, go out, do some other stuff. Take a vacation, delete the apps, go to the gym or something like that. It's going to be choppy. Buy some cheap coins. If you don't have any more money to buy coins, just delete the app, watch my YouTube videos, and just don't do anything stupid, because I know a lot of people right now, when this happens, they get scared. Do I look scared? No, I've been through this. I've been through bull markets where Bitcoin goes up to all-time highs, then drops 50%, and then goes back up again. None of this stuff phases me. Yeah, I'd rather be in a bullish trend right now because it's just happier to make YouTube videos, but I truly believe this is one of the last big dumps we're going to get. The last big capitulation, which historically does happen after the halving, before we go into alt season. So I don't want to see people make any stupid mistakes like selling now when they've been holding for a year or two, when we're right so close to going into alt season. Other than that, guys, let's see if we can get back up to $60,000 tonight. Could happen. I don't know. I really have no idea. Like, I don't want to pretend I do. I know the long-term trend's going to be good, but like I said, if some whale wants to dump some Bitcoin, we'll go below 50. If whales start buying, then, we're going to go back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if May is just chop, 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 60,000, 65, maybe back up to 70. Okay, we're back down to 58. Okay, we're back up to 60. I really feel like that's what May is going to be. Great opportunity to buy. Like I said, I'm looking to buy some more coins now, probably this evening when I get some free time. I had some work to do last night. But it's a waiting game right now. It's a waiting game. And during these last capitulations, a lot of people get scared out of the market. And we don't want to see that happen because we're so close. We're so close. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.